Mr. Jason, you know, I look at my video here, look at myself reflected in this video, and I got to tell you, what you already know, that the older I get, the harder it is to maintain this hairstyle. It's all vanity, right? Let me talk today about fear. I guess even fear. No, absolutely. It's fear of, that people see my receding hairline. So a fear of looking older, fear of me thinking that I look older. But that's a small piece of fear. That's vanity fear. I want to talk about fear right now, how it's affecting us in America, and specifically how it's affecting us, and looking at the whole situation involving Daunte Wright. Now, Daunte Wright, the 20-year-old gentleman who was shot by a police officer, I believe in Minneapolis, I could be wrong, but he was stopped at it was a traffic stop, and he started putting up a little bit of resistance. He was taken out of the car, but he dove back into the car. I say dove, my word, went back into the car. It was nighttime. Even if it wasn't nighttime, the idea that he could have been something in the car that he could have reached for, a weapon, and caused serious harm. This is what the police were responding to. This is what this officer was responding to. Now, Daunte absolutely demands, this situation demands justice for his daughter, for his parents, his family, his friends, his community. For Daunte, justice must be served, but we must not rush to judge, because rushing to judge is letting our fear overrule. You know, the idea of a police officer deliberately harming a non-white in today's volatile times, that's absolutely nonsense, unless the officer is absolutely insane. The idea that this officer was deliberately wanted to wipe out Daunte because Daunte is black, everyone's watching. So any officer who fires on a black or non-white suspect, person, gets fired. I know she's as far as I know right now, she's been suspended with pay. That'll change. Her career as an officer in that department is over. I would imagine her career as an officer anywhere is over. Her family, friends will be subjected to, probably are being subjected to right now, threats, perhaps even violence, harassment. She's going to have to pay a ton of legal fees. It's going to wipe her out. Any officer who does this, who attacks a non-white, their lives are pretty much over. So the idea that this officer did this deliberately because Daunte is black, I find that absolutely absurd, unless she is certifiably insane. Now, did she make a mistake? Can a veteran of the police force make a mistake? Hell yeah! You trying to tell me that just because somebody has 20 years in, they don't make mistakes? It seems to me the mistake was either she mistook the taser for the gun, or I think more likely that she knew she was reaching for the gun, and she made a split-second decision, but she thought that she was shooting to wound, not to kill. So maybe that part of the story is not true. But if we would rush to judgment and say that she did this as an act of bigotry, then we are letting fear overrule us. It is only when we stand as people with birthrights given by God, given by virtue of our humanity, that we have equal amounts of integrity and right to be here and right to say what we need to say, then we actually will make a demonstrable difference in the lives that we save. Then we must, I've said this so many times before, we must be willing to listen, even to the dull and the ignorant, even to the horribly bigoted, because they have a reason for what they feel. And if we can get at the reasons and acknowledge this person has been, I don't know, afflicted by this poor reasoning, we actually have a chance of saving that person and turning that person into a productive citizen. You think that fear tactics, you think that cancel culture is a way to turn somebody into a productive citizen? No. That is only the way to reduce the citizenry. We want a utopia. And we do that. We get there by addressing fear. Talk to you later. Peace. 4 fingers.